Hey, you know what? Divorce is hard. It can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed and angry and guilty and ashamed and fearful. But most of all, it leaves you feeling unsure of who you are and where you belong. Hi, I'm Lori Bryant Woolridge, and I am a certified intuitive love and relationship coach. And I help my clients transform their lives and their love lives from the inside out. And I am here with my friend Lauren to tell you about something very special that we're so excited about.
Hey everyone, I am Lauren Weinberg, and I am also a coach. I offer my clients transformational empowerment and well being, full holistic body, mind, and spirit. I worked for years as a psychologist and a family therapist, and then I was home raising my family for 20 years. And at the point that I decided I needed more in my life, I had to make the decision to come out of the shadows that I had created for myself and stand in my brightest light. That's what I offer my clients. I help them shine brighter than they ever thought possible, to find their hopes and their dreams again, to live in their passions, and to create a life that they love to live. Lori and I are here today to talk to you about the FAB divorce and how you can flourish in your freedom. So, Lori, how did the FAB divorce get started?
Well, it got started because I got divorced.
Ah,
And I was 60 years old and I had been married for 31 years. And I knew that I was still married out of habit and not happiness. I knew this 10 years before I pulled the trigger. But, honestly, I was afraid. I was afraid that I didn't know how I was going to support myself. I was afraid that what kind of social life I would have, as a single woman. I was afraid of what it might do to my kids and the structure of our family. Just fear, fear, fear. And
mm,
all fear did was just leave me stuck in a relationship that I knew that I deserved better and I was just settling for. So, I eventually decided to put on my big girl panties and get out and change my life.
mm.
So the Fab divorce started with me as a coach developing a retreat for myself to take in preparation for my own divorce. And I programmed this retreat for 10 days. And in that 10 days, I had definite goals that I wanted to reach before I went home to deal with going through the divorce. And that meant getting my emotions in check, getting rid of the anger so that I was dealing on an honest, emotional, sincere basis, doing some forgiveness work, not only forgiving him for the perceived or whatever issues that I believe brought us to the table, but also forgiving myself because I was the one that's blowing up my family. And getting my goals in order. What did I want out of this divorce? What did I want my family to look like at the end of this divorce? What did I want to look like at the end of this divorce? And what did I want my relationship to look like with the man that I was going to be tied to, who's now my husband, for the rest of my life? Because we have kids together. Our lives are always going to be intertwined. So that was the work that I created for myself, that when I walked out of the courtroom with the final divorce signed, I walked out ready to go. And it was a bitter sweetness to it, but there was also a feeling of, I've got this. I'm ready. And I wasn't going to spend the next 2 or 3 years lamenting and trying to figure out all this stuff because I had already done the work.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying because, fear is real for everybody in this situation and what comes next. And you felt like you were not only breaking up with your husband to become your husband, but you were breaking up with the life that you knew at the time. But, the work that you did in between, where you got in touch with your emotions, where you were able to get past whatever was keeping you stuck, is just incredible. What were the changes you saw in your clients when you started to do that work with your clients one on
Well,
one?
Yeah, so that was interesting how that got started because I would have people come up to me and literally like, "You're the happiest divorced person I know. I mean, I don't understand how you did this." And I want to be really sincere about this. Divorce is hard. It can be painful. There are a lot of tears and sad times, but you can overcome that, and in all the right and beautiful ways. And so I then took my retreat and made a program for clients. And so I now coach clients through the FAB Divorce. I extended it, broadened it out, and added more things to it because now I could look at it from the backside. What are the things that I would have liked to known prior to divorce? So I put all that in. And them going through the FAB Divorce has been so satisfying because it works in a way that it takes all of that angst and pain and all those emotions I talked about in the beginning and puts them in the right perspective. And we look at it how we can use all that to form the life we want going forward. But what I did know is that when we talked about expanding it, that's why you got involved, because I really wanted to add more of the becoming. I had done such a great job, if I do say to myself, about how to get through it. But I wanted that kind of expertise on now what do I do after? And thus, here you are, or here we are together.
Well, I realized that as I'm introducing myself, I didn't say that, people refer to me as the becoming coach because I help focus on that next stage of what and how you want to become. And I love how this process has just organically grown, from the work that you did for yourself. You've expanded it to find what really works for your clients. And now we have this amazing opportunity to, create this group so that we're not only focused on what was and what you're leaving, but looking forward and what you want to become.
Yeah.
And
to that point, Lauren, I have to say that as this has evolved in so many ways, the group part is so important, because one of the things that you find when you're going through the divorcing is people try to be really helpful. And when I was trying to stay in a positive space and trying to, work through my program because I knew what I wanted, people loving and trying to be helpful kind of would often kind of knock you off your game while they were just trying to be supportive. So developing a group like this, as we've talked about, is so golden, because now you're with like minds and you are sharing like experiences, but at the same time, we're trying to stay positive and in the light as we do this, because that's the only way. You got to do the appreciation and the gratitude along with the misery, or you cannot walk away, in light.
And that is the power of this. What we're trying to do with the FAB Divorce, what we are doing with the FAB Divorce, is helping you look forward, helping you stay positive. I mean, there will be hard times. You've got to go through it to get to it. But there is another side, and that attitude, that mindset is a choice. And the power in that group of having other women who speak the same language, who are going through the same things at the same time, that's an invaluable resource.
Yeah.
And we're offering two ways to create that experience. The first is a group that will start shortly, and it will be 8 weeks. We'll meet once a week live, but virtual online. So you will create an experience. You'll be part of creating a group, supporting each other, going through as you are learning these invaluable tools to help you move forward past the divorce.
Yeah, and what you're going to be learning is basically in the name, or the acronym FAB. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to forgive the past and focus on moving forward. We're going to look at how to accept and appreciate the life you're living behind, and determine the steps that you need to take to build the future that you want and who you want to become, so you can blossom within it. And we really want you to not only fall in love with that new self that you are becoming within this 8 weeks, but to be ready and able to create the amazing life that you want. So our goal in this 8 weeks is to remove many of the emotional stumbling blocks. And there's so many. And those blocks can make your divorce much more painful and on the real deal, a lot more expensive than it needs to be. I mean, we have to consider the legal part of it. We want to set you up to walk away ready to flourish, not to flounder, so that your freedom is exactly that, not encumbered by a lot of old baggage, but with a whole new wardrobe of mindset, of soul set, and love for you to move into that life.
Ah, that's right. And so you can learn to show up with the energy that you want to have and not be encumbered by the energy that keeps you stuck and keeps you angry. And then the other opportunity we have is really amazing. We're super excited about that, but we will have in-person retreats. So let us know that you're interested in those. Join the mailing list so that we can keep you up to date when those retreats are happening. Is there anything you want to say about those, Lori?
What we've done is take the initial retreat and test it out a little bit and expand it in ways that it becomes the ultimate girlfriend getaway. We're kind of building it as that so that it protects your privacy, protects your ability to say, hey, I'm going away on a retreat, but to learn some of the things that you need to do to help carry you and move you through this process. We're really excited because we know how valuable this information is in terms of just a new mindset, a new way of looking at yourself, a new way of looking at this event that is happening for you, not to you, right? So definitely we want you, if the class is something that is interesting to you, like Lauren said, it's online through Zoom so that you can catch it live, or you'll have the recording that you can do it on your own time. There is reflective work to be done. There is a lot of support involved, and you'll have an opportunity to speak to one or both of us at any given time through the 8 weeks. So definitely think about it, read through the information on this page, and hit that link.
Yeah, don't wait for what could be. You know, that I'm sure, like Lori, you've probably spent a lot of time feeling stuck. So whether you are pre-divorce, you're in the middle of divorce, or maybe you've been divorced, but you still are stuck, emotionally tied with thick cords holding you to your past, don't wait. Like, we have the tools to help you cut those cords, to help you release all of that negativity, and to help you move forward. So if you're ready, don't wait. Click below. Join us in the online format. Get the information for the retreats that are upcoming. This is your opportunity, truly, to be fabulous.
We know it's hard. We know that it's more than a notion, but we also know, and I particularly know from experience, that this can be the most golden and best time of your life.